guys, we have Brent coming up, everybody.
The intro, is that the one where TJ Lawrence made some video? Yep, okay. I think I'm wearing the same jacket. Yeah, I'm wearing the same jacket, yeah. I think I am. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's part of interacting on social media, you know.
All right. You got your own intro. Looks like Drew done woke his happy ass up. Somebody didn't call him and was like, hey. Anywho, what's up going on, Brent? How do you feel about this Legend of the White Dragon? Did you watch her interview?
Just on your snippets on your channel, what you showed me on your channel. And
okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's taking too long. I'm sorry. Like, from first idea to now, is it what, 7-8 years?
Ooh, I think a little longer.
Okay, let's say the first idea when Jason met with Aaron said, I want to make a movie called Legend of the White Dragon. When was that? Maybe 10 years ago?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. I know there's productions like Captain America, they delay it. But the difference between that and this movie is that Captain America has a track record of box office hit after box office hit. And Legend of the White Dragon does not have that track record. That's just the fact. I'm not trying to shade Aaron his work, but it's kind of like Marvel has a track record of producing hit after hit. Some of the movies aren't as good, but overall, they like Black Panther. They made a smashing Black Panther. I saw it multiple times in theaters. A huge worldwide sensation. The star dies. They make a sequel, not as big, but still a smashing success. So the star of the show passing away, it's devastating, but there are ways to move forward even with his passing. And I feel like it's taking too long. I heard that someone told me that Jason met with some fans and said that the shooting part is completed. And now we're just waiting for the movie to release. And I do feel like when there's anticipation for a movie, there's opportunities to make money off of it. So I don't know if milking's the right term. I don't know about that, but that's what it seems like. Because after Legend of the White Dragon's release, then that's the big thing that Aaron has. And he needs to release it. And the excuses, I'm sorry, they don't fly. And Jason always talks about passion over money. So if that was his wish for his product to be released, and if he had specific wishes as to how it was released, whether it was a movie theater, if he wanted a theatrical release, I feel like they have to at least make an effort to release it in the movie theater, even though I do feel like it won't be released in a movie theater. I feel like every effort should be made for it to be released in a movie theater, if that's what Jason wanted. But in reality, I think it's going to be, I don't think Netflix will take it unless it's for free.
Holy shit. For free?
And I'm not the only one who's saying that. Ray Reality, that I don't know her real name, but Ray Reality said the same thing. And Amazon, I don't think Disney Plus, I don't think they'll take it. They'll take it for free, but I don't think they'll pay anything. And I think Aaron is looking to make some sort of money back, because money is needed to make these projects. But at the same time, Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus, they're not going to take it for free. They're not going to pay any sort of royalties or whatever. It's just not going to happen. So if it's going to be released on any of those platforms, if they even accept it, it's going to be for free. And if they're doing it purely for the passion, then it shouldn't matter. And then you just make the money off of conventions.
Ooh, I don't know who's going to go through the conventions? Like Aaron?
Jenna's already going. She's already selling her likeness for the movie, even though it hasn't been released yet. Jason Font is already I got an autograph from him from Legend of the White Dragon, and that was in January of last year. So they're already selling pictures of them and signing it, even though the movie hasn't been released. So that's not really, it's already happening. Okay. So that's how the actors and actresses are going to make their money back. Probably through convention circuit. You're going to see more of Jenna's going to make even more appearances.
What about the investor who put in at least $1 million into Legend of the White Dragon?
If the investor, I don't know who this investor is.
It was Chris, one of the writers for the movie.
Does he know Jason well? I don't know. Are they friends? I don't know. If they're good friends, and based off what I've heard from interviews from Jason David Frank, it's about the passion, right? So why are you worrying about that? Should be the priority. If you're worried about following through on Jason David Frank's wishes, it should be about reaching a broad audience. And then that should be the priority. But if it's about making an investment, I don't know if they're going to make their money back. It seems very difficult at this point, because if they had it shouldn't take this long to make a product. It usually I know the budget is different, but it shouldn't take a decade. I mean, I know there's COVID, all that kind of stuff, but it's kind of like people are fed up with the excuses, and they want to see a movie. I mean, who's the producer? Is Aaron the producer?
Director.
Who's the producer?
Writer. It's a bunch of people, because if you donated a certain amount of money, you get producer credits. But I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. But I looked that up. What did you think about Aaron going at, he said Boom Comics, but I interpreted it as Amy Jo Johnson for the return.
He went after Amy Jo, and his excuse is just just another example of people, they talk a big game, and then when they're confronted and Frances wasn't even that mean about it. She was very tactful in how she approached it, and she let it slide a little bit. But he was directed at Amy Jo, and Amy Jo, I don't know her, I mean, we don't know any of these celebrities that well, but based on my very limited interaction with her, she's not the fiery type who's loud and speaks her mind. I mean, she doesn't seem like that type. So for her to type something like that, he must have hit a nerve. And for him to say that they weren't that close I think that's out of line, because who are you to judge that relationship? Amy Jo knew Jason longer than he did. 1992, ooh. I'm assuming.
Holy shit, that is low key a true statement.
I mean, look, they don't have to be together 24/7 in the quote unquote trenches, but they had a relationship of friendship for 30 plus years. I mean, and granted, not all of those years they were together constantly, but at the same time, they knew each other for that long. And for this guy to say they weren't that close, I mean, Jason David Frank could make judgments on his own relationship. If he went out and said that he wasn't that close with certain people, that's his right to judge his own relationship. But for Bat and the Sun to say they weren't that close, I think that's I don't think that was a right thing to do, because who is he to judge Amy Jo's relationship with Jason David Frank? That's just, I mean, it's just, especially a long-term relationship, friendship at that. I mean, I just found that out of line, in my opinion.
Okay, wow. Brent how did you think Frances did on the interview overall?
She did a good job, but the thing is, like, if you did the interview, Henry, it would have been asking the direct questions, and I know people they don't like that, and it's just kind of like you let, she has a relationship with Batten, some sort of friendship or business relationship with, I don't know what it is, but that's what it came across to me based off the interview, that Frances and Batten and Aaron, they have some sort of business relation. I don't know what it is, but the hard questions should have been asked. If you should have done the interview, Henry, but I mean, she did a pretty good job overall, though. I mean, we got the answers, enough of the answers, well, and I felt like
we can follow up with the quote unquote tough questions on Sunday at 4 p.m. on Frances' channel, which is the confirmed time. I mean, I don't know if I have too many hard questions. I think I said most of them in our reaction. I probably have to go through and rewatch it. But the questions usually just come up as he talks, like the bigger question is, are you comfortable losing everything that you invested in for it to be on Netflix? That'd be the tough question. And I imagine the answer is no, considering he has investors. So if Netflix is offering you 500,000 and Hulu is saying we'll give you 1.5 million, you're going to go with Hulu, even though they have 1/8 of the goddamn viewer base, because it's about money. But if it's truly about, I want the most people to see it, you take whatever price Netflix gives you, in my opinion.
And based off the interviews I've seen with Jason and Frank, he's about the art, and I feel like his wishes, whatever they were, whatever his close family and friends, whatever his wishes were, those should be taken into account. And I felt the producers, this is irresponsible. This is 2024. This movie, the idea of this movie has been for probably a decade. The producers, their job is to keep things in line. Why aren't they being held accountable? Keeping things on schedule, keeping things realistic. It's just crazy that Jason's passing is unfortunate, but that cannot be an excuse for another 2 years of the movie not being released. If that was going to be an issue, the producer should have known ahead of time, with this budget, this is our timeline, and with our resources, this is what we can accomplish.
Well,
and
go ahead.
So I feel like the producers, not just Aaron, but the producers should get a lot of the blame as well, and they're not answering any of the questions, because this is just crazy. I mean, who's the producer? The producers of The Order is listed on the executive producers, David Fiedel and Karen Ashley, and you roast them. Who are the producers of The Legend of the White Dragon? Why aren't they answering the questions, the tough questions? Why is it just Aaron? He's a director. He has a huge part in this movie, but where are the producers?
Well,
Why aren't they answering the
I
questions?
think he may be one of the producers. The producers is not listed, and for I think as little as like 2,500, I believe you could become a producer for it. Just going back to the perks.
Okay, so you take. I could become a producer if I pay. Or anybody could become a producer if they paid enough money. I mean, and that is
for co-producer.
If you pay to just be a producer, I mean, the credentials of who is producing, they're not heavily vetted. And I think if we knew that it was a fan-based movie, I think expectations should be set to that level, because I thought it was going to be like a big theatrical release. But if fans are able to become producers, I think expectations need to be set accordingly. And I think if people knew from the beginning, fans are producing this movie, this is a fan movie, then maybe people wouldn't be so harsh on expectations. Maybe it's reasonable for it to take a decade to make a movie if fans are making the movie. I mean, because if me or anybody pays $10,000, what are you expecting? Steven Spielberg, or what are you expecting, really? I mean, come on.
It better be something exclusive going on, but
right. But from a fan standpoint, what should they expect from a fan who's producing a movie? What are the expectations? Do they really expect a box office hit? I mean, I think more transparency. I think more transparency is in order, because I think that would calm down some of the criticism. The criticisms are legitimate, because it came across as a movie theatrical release with people with credentials making the movie in high standing. But if fans are able to are the ones making the movie, then expectations need to be set accordingly. And I think people will be more generous in their criticism. Like if someone off a JDF fan who paid $20,000 to be an executive producer, if we knew that from the beginning, I don't think people would be like, why isn't the movie out? It'd be more like, oh, okay, a fan is making the movie. Okay, as long as it's released, whenever it is, let's just wait it out. I think expectation needs to be, people need to be transparent. And I think JDF would agree with that statement.
All right. Well, thank you, Brent. I appreciate that. You were spot on. I got to drop you down. All right.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.